It's about 2 miles to the little town of Smithville. Those are the restrooms across from my campsite, which is number 15 in Oakhaven site, or circle, or whatever they call it. And this is my Liberty trike from electrictrike.com. That's the one Trikeman's using to trike these state parks on this tour here. So anyway, I got water and electric, no septic. There's the hookups right over here, water and electric only. And there's not a lot of space. If you had a 26-foot RV, you'd be sticking out in the street. And over here is a concrete pad with a little table on it. And back there is a place to put a tent if you wanted to. And on across the road there is a place they keep mowed. And when you're sitting here facing that way, you can see the deer come up in the evening. But anyway, let's go. We're going to go trike in the park, and we're going to see all the loops. This is the third time I've started this video. Why? Because the first time I didn't have the mic. The second time I dropped something. Anyway, we're getting it now. Rusty's finally getting going here. And now the mic fell off. Okay. It's a conspiracy, folks. It's a damn conspiracy, I'm telling you. But we're going to try. Let me pause it again. Okay, guys. Now I've got to unleash the brake, and power's on. So we're going triking, guys, finally. Let's get it. So this is the Oakhaven Loop, I think they call it. And this is the dumpster on the left, which is kind of convenient. Is there a car behind me? No. Yeah, it's a beautiful little park. I say they're all pretty. It's, you know, beauty's in the eyes of the beholder. This is a little campsite right here. There was a guy tent camping there, but you could get a small RV in there. That's for like disabled folks. And then there's some more on that. I'm not going to show you every single spot. We're just going to kind of cruise here and you kind of check them out. But here's one here, 28. This is for a big old good one here. Okay, and then we got one over here. Let me slow down here. This is number 16. I'm not going to do each site. I've seen people do those, but I'm just going to give you a general overview of what they look like, and the numbers you'll just have to kind of guesstimate. This is 18 reserve. It's got a big old, here comes a car. That guy just goes round and round. Oh, here I want to show you this. These are what they call mini cabins, and these are really neat. If you don't have an RV, yeah, you can't have pets in the building though. But yeah, these are great. I'm going to stop here and I'll show it to you. Now they got the lake is not much to look at. Let me tell you that. It's not your perfectly blue little water hole. You know what I mean? But these are cabins, mini cabins, and they've got 2 sets of bunk beds and a microwave, a refrigerator, and a nice deck, and they're built out over this ledge. They're really nice. I mean, you know, I think they're cool. I mean, I can't show you the inside. They're all locked up, but they got a barbecue pit outside, got a nice deck here, man. You can sit out here and drink some beer and look at this nice mud hole. Yeah, it's not a very big lake. I think they've had a little drought here, and so. But you know, it's your own private spot. You know what I mean? You got a lot of privacy at these mini cabins. I don't know how much they get for them. I'm going to guess probably $75 a day, probably in that range. But yeah, you know, if you got wife and kids and stuff, it'd probably be worth it. But anyway, that's a mini cabin, and you see these old trees right here with this. Those are male trees. You know how you can tell? Because they got beards, man. They got beards hanging off of them. Those are called bearded trees. Actually, they're just plain old moss, or whatever they call it. I don't know what it is. They ought to give everything a scientific name so you can't remember what it is yourself. All right, here we go, guys. That was a mini cabin. It says no pets in building. Okay, remember that for you pet lovers. Now let's go on. Zoom. Woo-hoo-hoo. Rocket Man, Trike Man. Oh, this is too cool. Now, I've ridden this thing around this park. Yesterday, I went around a few times. I think I went about, I don't know, 8 miles yesterday just cruising. It is so cool, man. And this is site number 30. And over here, there's another mini cabin, number 2. But the mini cabins do have plenty of privacy. I mean, they are really nice. And they also have some screened in shelters. That's the mini cabin parking there. So yeah, if you don't have an RV, you can, another way to skin a cat. We're coming up on another loop here. This is site number 31, which is not too bad, but not very big. Here's one here. Oh, that might be the host. I don't know. Somebody's got laundry out there. Got to be the host or a host. Temperature is probably about 58 right now, 60 degrees, overcast, which is not unusual for East Texas. We're not really in far East Texas because there's not a lot of pine trees, but we're on the edge, we're on the fringe. And out here you get a lot of, you can get some fog out here in the mornings. You can't even see the hood of your vehicle, I'm telling you. I hear a dog, woo, woo. No, that's the driver. That dog is driving that Class C. Oh, and if you're a birder, if you're into birds, they got birds, baby. They got birds out here. A lot of birds. Isn't this fun, though? You just cruise along. I'm going about 5 miles an hour. Just a kind of a fast walk. And, yeah. I just tickles the shit out of me. Let's see. Where am I now? Oh, that's the other road. We're going to make our loop first. We're going to go all the way around our loop. And this thing's trying to blow out now. Everything is happening here today, Rusty. Why is that? Well, because I didn't really do it right. I didn't stuff it down in there. Let's go. There's a guy with a pickup like mine. Oh, God, he could pass for me. No kidding. He's even got a casita. Oh, that's me. Oh, I'm okay, guys. I'm fine. I'm fine. I've got to get back on the meds. So anyway, we got to make a turn and get out of this loop. Okay, we want to go see some more loops. Looks like me. Okay. All right, we'll get a kick out of that one. But it's, this is unedited, guys. I could edit that out, but I'm not. Let's go back. Trikeman. Dun, 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 dun. The Adventures of Trikeman in the Texas Park. The Travels of Trikeman, the Texas State Park Adventures. Okay, I'm going to stop. 1, 2, 3. We stop. Let's go. Yeah, that's the field where I see the deer in the afternoons. I mean, this brush is so thick here. It's so heavily wooded that you couldn't see a deer be standing 10 feet off the road. You couldn't see it. Let's go. Let's zip along here. We're going to get all the way up to 8. Oh, we're going to go 9. No, not 9. No, Mr. Bill. We're going 9.4 miles an hour, guys. I mean, that's laser speed for me. It's so nice, though, guys. I mean, we're just cruising along here, and they got bird feeders and stuff, and bird houses, and they got a scientific project place up here way down on the right. But these old trees out here in East Texas, I remember when I lived out in Nacogdoches for a couple of years. God almighty, you get out in some of those places, and those old bearded trees, mossy things, and the pine tree forest so dense you couldn't see 10 feet in front of your face. And if you wonder why people get lost in the forest, I promise you, look at this. I mean, just look. If you walked out there 100 yards and turned around, you would have no clue where you were. And on a day like today, you can't see the sun, and you'd be in a mess. Even if you could see the sun, you probably wouldn't know which way to go. It's nice to know which way is east and west, but you don't know which way do I want to go. Oh, we're rolling here, guys. We're going 11.8. You hear the sound barrier being broken by this thing? And there it goes. It's kicking in the afterburner now. I'm going to pedal a little bit. Yeah, the battery does good, man. I mean, it's plenty for me. The other 2 trikes I had, the big tire, fat tire bike from Liberty Trikes, and then the Bolton, those things would go much further than I want to go in a day. Different strokes for different folks. Isn't this nice? We're just cruising right along here. Not very crowded, is it? Not a lot of traffic. You can turn left right up here and go all the way over to, this is Park Road 1C. You go left and you can actually go 12 miles on a scenic drive to Bastrop. I went on it yesterday for about 4 miles, and it's really pretty. I mean, it's a nice drive. It really is. It is one of them scenics. Anyway, this is called Lakeview camping area, but there's not much of a lake to view. But we'll go here anyway, just because we're triking state parks. Speed limit's 10. Whoa, Harshy, whoa, slow down, Trikeman, don't do it. Public consumption of firewood prohibited. I love to play games with words. Here's one here, number 51. And yeah, there's not many people here. it's not a very well-known park. Most people know of Bastrop, but they've got a few available. So if you were a first come first serve type person and you didn't want to make reservations, they've got some. I mean, you could do it. And the reason I'm not doing it because I don't want to arrive somewhere, because this is the time of the year that sometimes the snowbirds can fill up a whole park for a few days, and there you are. Yeah, and there's the lake over there. You can probably barely see it behind that green tent. A lot of tenters, not say a lot, probably 10. Yeah, and then they got some walk-in tent sites right up here. I think they have several walk-in tent sites, but they got 4 right here, or 5. And you just walk in and take your pack and enjoy your camping. And we'll go over here. Now, these buildings were built by the Civilian Conservation Corps in the 1930s. And, it was after the Depression, and Roosevelt was trying to get the economy cranking again, so he started the Civilian Conservation Corps, a make-work program where they went around building buildings at state parks and dams and stuff. But we'll go over here. There's a plaque, and I'll read a little bit. But this, you can reserve this whole pavilion right here for family reunion or whatever you wanted to do. Here we go. Okay, this says protecting a legacy. It says this building represents a nation's hope. It is a legacy of the Great Depression of the 1930s, a time of 25% unemployment, soup kitchens for the homeless, and the threat of starvation for many. In March 1933, thousands of young men across America answered newly elected President Franklin Roosevelt's call to join the Civilian Conservation Corps, a peacetime army that would plant millions of trees, build parks and recreational facilities across the United States, and most important, provided jobs to the unemployed men. But anyway, that was it's called Roosevelt's Tree Army. But anyway, the park buildings at Longhorn Cavern State Park in Texas. Well, I mean, this is Texas, obviously, but Longhorn Caverns, those buildings were built by the Civilian Conservation Corps also. And a lot of them here in Texas, all over the U.S., I guess. So that's 2 of the loops. Loop-de-loop, guys. Here we go, loop-de-loop. There's a song about that. This is now the park. The loop that we're leaving is campsites 41 through 60, and it's called Lakeview Camping Area. And we're on Park Road 1E, as in Edward. And this over here, you can go down this path over here to the Big Tree Retreat. I thought about triking down it yesterday, but I didn't. It was I didn't want to get one of those tires that are flat on one side. This is too neat, though. Instead of walking and struggling, I just turn this little old throttle and away I go. We're going 8 miles an hour now, guys. I mean, this is light speed, I'm telling you. Y'all probably hear the sound barrier being broken all over the world. And this over here, this is a place where you park your car and you go walking on the trails. There's all kind of trails around here. And it also says tent sites 61 to 65. We're smoking again, babe. That was the sonic boom, babe, sonic boom. Trikeman on a roll here, guys. I got on my orange pullover, and up we go. This is a pretty good hill here. This will show you how good it does. We started up the hill at 8 miles an hour, and we're down to 7.8. It's holding at 7.8, 7.9. Now we're back to 8, and that's a good hill. So that tells you what it'll do on steep hills. Oh, let's go over here. This is the dump. I know everybody wants to see the dump station. That's a highlight of state parks. Oh boy, look, there's the dump station. Isn't that pretty? Yep, but that's it, guys. You just pull in here, and hopefully you came in the right way. That always happens to me. I go the wrong way. Okay. And this is Cozy Circle camping area, straight ahead. We're going to go in there. I was in here yesterday. I don't know what's cozy about it. It's a circle, though. Gathering firewood prohibited, and getting drunk is okay. That's my kind of place. I might want to move over here. Got a bunch of got a big RV there, a big old good one. Okay, got another big RV over here. These sites here, they're all concrete though. See, that's the great thing. They're all concrete. They're not gravel, like this one right here. Yeah, that's number 5. It's taken. But it wouldn't be a bad one. They're all good. You know, it just depends on who your neighbor is. Just if you don't win the lottery of the, never mind. Think positive. Let's go. Okay, and it is a loop-de-loop right here. A lot of them are reserved. There's a few. Here's 2. The green signs on the post means they're available. That means you can first come, first serve, and you're good. This is the guy that rides around the park. Goes around. He might be a park host. Could be a park host. There's a nice looking motor home. No, that's a park host. Sometimes a park will have a park host for each loop. Here's a lady. You want to talk to her? See if she'll talk. How you doing? Pretty good, pretty good. Nice day. What do you think about that? Here we go, guys. CCC Trail crossover. They got a little Christmas stuff on the front of their RV. Yeah, what I've noticed about doing these videos is I'm not real good at it, obviously. That's one thing I've noticed. But if I move my hands slowly, instead of jerky, it makes the video much more enjoyable. But I feel like when I see something that I think people might want to see, then I jerk around to it, and that's not a good habit. So that's 2 of the loops, and we got more to see. I don't know how long this thing's been going on, but we're going to let it go. Why? Oh, no, Mr. Bill. My paper almost blew out, but I caught it. Old Trikeman's got quick hands. Probably got a little wind in the mic, I'm sure, because I'm going about 11 miles an hour. But they have a little bush here that has little red berries on it, and it's not a currant bush, but I just wonder if those little red berries are edible. I'm not going to eat any of them to try to find out. But here's the recreation hall here on the right. It's way down there. I'll just show you. Right down there. I don't know what kind of recreation they have there. Oh, and here's some old buildings too. Actually, these are houses. Over here on the left. These were built by the Civilian Conservation Corps, and they're occupied now by the park ranger and the people that work here. They're really pretty. That'd be a great place to live. Okay, and then we've got some up here. This is screen shelters. And they do have some screen shelters, and we're going to go look at them. Screen shelters 1, 2, and 3, and no trailers. But we'll go peek at them. They're really private. I mean, you talk about, see, there's one over here on the right, if you can see it down in that shade. But there's a road that goes in. You talk about total privacy. I mean, that is too cool, And they've got 3. There's another one. You go down this road here, and around that bend is another one. And then there's one right here, number 2. That is right next to the lake. The lake is not very big. I don't know how many acres. I'd guess maybe 100 acres maybe. I could be dead wrong on that, but the screened-in shelters just come with virtually nothing but a screened-in building. They're probably not too expensive. But that's the lake there. I saw some people fishing. They don't want you to swim in it though. I don't know why they don't want you to swim in it, but they don't. So we're going to climb this hill. See old Trikeman's trike, just get it? Huh? You can't stop Trikeman, baby. Old Trikeman, get it. So this video's gone on a while, but we're almost finished with the park anyway. So now we'll zip on around here. So all 3 camping loops are you just follow the circle all the way around, and each loop kind of spins off from that, whatever the hell that means. If you understand what I mean, you're doing better than I am. says the park closes at 10 p.m. except to overnight guests. Okay, it's good to know. I wonder what that is. Let's go see what this is. I didn't go by this yesterday. Oh, this is another one of the cabins or whatever, I don't know. Lake. Another one of the closed-in ones with the deal, I guess. It looks different, doesn't it? It's certainly private, though. Yeah, I mean, I like the way they got this laid out. They give you a little privacy, particularly for the cabins, which is okay. Old Trikeman is smoking. Yeah, to make this complete loop and go in and out like I've been doing is about, and then back to my site is about 4 miles because of the going in and out. And this says campground picnic area. You go down this dirt road here and you can go down there and fish. I'm not a fisherman, not a hunter. I don't need to be. If I needed to be, I'd be both. We are smoking, man. This thing is rolling. I can't stop this power. It's too much. No, Mr. Bill. Oh, this is the back of the dam, or, you know, there's a spillway here for the lake. You see that right up in there by those rocks? I walked up there, and if you look out there, you're just going to see the lake. It's not very big. That's how I found out it wasn't very big. There was one guy in a little a boat, or a little kayak, in a kayak. I'll get it, guys. I'm a little slow. Anybody that can't recognize their own campsite, boy, that guy looks just like me. Duh. Yeesh. God, beam me up, Scotty. Scotty won't even take me. All these old bearded trees. I mean, you know, you get into Louisiana, you see that everywhere, man. You get out in those swamps. I went in a pea row one time out in the swamps. You know, they pole it, push it with a pole. No, man, would I ever do that again? No, Mr. Bill, no. No, it's worse than a forest. You get turned around out there in those swamps, you are lost. Anyway, that's actually the building you check in when you come in. And then as you come in to where that stop sign is, as you're coming this way, you turn down this road, and then you make a sharp right here on Park Road 1C, which is also, well, it's not quite, but it's close to Farm Road 153, whatever that means. And then we go. But you see, oh, here's some of the pine trees. There's one right here. There's a few pines. I don't know what type of pine that is. I'll say ponderosa pine, and it probably won't be. But we're that close to the piney woods of East Texas. And it says scenic drive, caution, low clearance, and you'll see that. Man, I got a rear view mirror, I got my tail light blinking, I got everything. Got me a flag, got my helmet on upside down. But isn't this pretty? I mean, talk about different, and that's what I love about traveling like this. You know, you wake up, I'm still in my same environment inside the RV, got everything right there, everything I own, and walk out the door and it's a whole new world. Is that bad? Hell no, not for me. Why do they have all those, why do they have all that colored stuff on the trees, the straps or the plastic wrap or what do they call it? Flagging? I don't know, they must be fixing to cut some down. So this is a steep hill here. We're down to 7.2 and holding. Now we're 7.3. A lot of people come here to fish. Fire hazard condition high. And that's unusual out here, folks. That is unusual as hell out here in East Texas. You don't normally get this dry. All I remember out in Nacogdoches and Lufkin was it seemed like it rained all the time. We'll make it back to the campsite and then I'll end the video. Why? I don't know, it's probably gone on for 30 minutes. But you want to see the Texas State Parks, well, let's see them. We're making the full loop all the way back around to my campsite. And I think that's probably, if you just went on the loop and you didn't take any side trips, mile and a half, 2 miles maybe, mile and a half. I walked it this morning. And it took me about an hour, but I did some side trips. I went and looked at the lake and all that stuff. Pretty neat, huh? Here we are at Oakhaven camping area, and now we'll go in and I'll end the video, and you will have seen Buescher State Park near Smithville, Texas, near Bastrop, and you can actually drive 12 miles on a road right in the park over to Bastrop State Park. They both have lakes where you can fish. And here's that guy that looks like me. God, it's getting worse, isn't it? So let me pull up in here and we'll stop. How cool, huh? Is that pretty neat? All right, so let me stop here a minute in the video. So having said that, ladies and gentlemen, from Buescher State Park, this is Rusty 78609, Trikeman Triking, saying thumbs up, carpe diem, adios, bye-bye, buy anything you want anytime. But if you think about it, use the link to Amazon products in the description of all of my videos. Why? Because just use it if you want to, you know why. But anyway, if it's too much trouble, there's a bee right in my face. But yeah, you know, use it if you want to. But what else? Drink plenty of water, 3 or 4 quarts a day. Won't hurt you. It's good for you. Help you avoid gout. Kidney stones also help you lose weight. And that's really the only way to lose weight is eat less. What else? Drink, stretch, walk, take deep breaths. You know, breathe in, hold it for a second, and then breathe out slowly. Why? Well, you know, that relieves stress, lowers your blood pressure. And then stretch, walk, exercise your body, stand guard at the door of your mind. Don't let negative Ned or negative Nancy get inside of your head. And yeah, this is my new front yard, backyard for a while, till tomorrow. I'll probably leave here about 10. See, this is that one I was telling you about, that tree, the little bush that has these red berries on it. I mean, I was just curious of whether you could eat these or not. You see that? Because there's a lot of them, and I just wonder if they're any good. But anyway, guys, thumbs up, adios, again, bye-bye.